Sunday afternoon. And that means it's time to pour a drink and settle in.
We're going to be buddies.
As Luke and Michael talk about, well, whatever they want to talk about.
It's very impressive how they control that stick between their legs.
Welcome to the best part of your week, the Sunday Afternoon Special. Brought to you by True Southern TV and Creekside Consulting. Today, we have author, speaker, and CEO of Sovereign Ammo, Laura DiBenedetto, joining us. So, let's see how rowdy we can get. Take it away, Luke and Michael.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday Afternoon Special here on True Southern TV. It has been 3 weeks, Michael, since we got to come here and play and let everybody hear our beautiful voices. And I know they missed us, all three of our viewers. And so we appreciate all of you. Michael, how are you today, buddy?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. We no longer have two viewers. We have one more.
Oh, my God, we do. Look at that. No, thank you all for being here. Look, it has been a wild couple of weeks. We had Easter. Family's been nuts. Actually just came back from Michigan, getting to spend some time up there with Michael and getting some other stuff in. So it's just been a game of catch up here, trying to get back in with family and all that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you, Michael, what I've really been excited about is the end of the world. I'm not sure if you've heard about it yet. Tomorrow, Monday.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Monday, tomorrow. According to a lot of people on Reddit, is the prophetical end of the world. That's it. It's a solar eclipse.
Nice.
Which comes, Michael has no emotions at all about the solar eclipse. It comes right over you, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. I don't know. I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
I think it comes real close. Like, I think you're within like 99% of whatever that's called. Like, whatever. There was something on the news. I wasn't really paying attention. I was throwing bags. So well, if you get into Reddit, it's what I've read all kinds of things this weekend. I have no truth to any of it. So you've got to know that first. Is I have no idea what's real or what's not. But what I do know is that I'm going to go stare at it, and I'm going to look through the glasses. But I saw an optometrist get on today, and they said that basically you'll go blind. It seemed to be a little dramatic. They could have been a Democrat, is what it sounded like. Like it was very, very over the top. Okay, and she was like, "Oh, listen, I know that you have glasses, but like even in glasses, there's a little thing in the back of your eye, and if you look at the solar flare, it'll burn that, but you won't know it for 3 days, and then you'll go blind, and then you'll never see again." Cool.
So Darwinism.
And it's absolute bad.
People go blind tomorrow.
Yeah, Jamie said they said that about masturbation, and you can still see. So that's accurate. That is something that was told to every boy as a child. Is that if you masturbate, you'll go blind. So thank you for bringing that back up, Jamie, and those painful memories. Anyways, other than that, it's been pretty quiet. I've loved that. We've had a break in the political world for a minute. I would say for a second with the whole bridge thing. Collapse of. Yeah. I think it's convenient that right as we're talking about the border and the mess that is, all of a sudden a boat runs into a bridge. Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but there's always a diversion that's happening. Look here, and something's happening over here.
Oh yeah, every single time.
And so I don't know what to think about it all. I know everybody's kind of lit up over the fact of, is this bridge hitting a real thing? Is it a fake thing? What has
I'm pretty sure the bridge fell.
No, right, exactly. No, and that's my favorite shit about
going over the bridge on a train.
That's my favorite thing about conspiracy theorists, bro, is that they will say the wildest shit. They're like, "No, bro, we didn't go to the moon. There's not even a moon." What? What you mean?
And then there's the same people that are talking about the solar eclipse.
Yeah, exactly. Bingo.
Like, oh yeah, no wait, there is a moon now.
Right. We're gonna see its shadow tomorrow. We actually have speaking of moon and sun, I've just got such an exciting treat on today's version of Say Something Nice for you and our guest, Laura. I can't say her last name, y'all. I'm not going to pretend to try. It's the voiceover guy. He said it, and so we're going to leave it at that. It's well, when we bring her on, we'll talk about it. But I'm pretty excited to have her on today.
attempt to murder her name, because that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're going to screw it up for sure. I've heard you. But no, I'm excited to have her on today. She is she's an author. She's a speaker. She did a TEDx, which is cool. I've always wanted to do a TEDx. I don't think they're going to like the shit I have to say, though. You know, I don't think it's going to be very welcoming to me. But there's, speaking other places, like at home all the time. My wife loves it when I just talk. But
I don't call you a liar. I just don't think you're telling the truth. I'm pretty sure that is not the case.
It might be the case, but we will. I tell you what, we might just call my wife later and we'll see. We'll check and see how she feels about me speaking at home a lot. Because I'm sure she's in for it. I know that my daughter also speaks a lot like me, and we love it. There's just someone's always talking in this house. It's the most fun that I've ever had.
We're gonna do the phone a parent.
Are we gonna do we'll do a phone a parent segment? I think today we'll phone your parents, Michael. We'll phone your mom.
Great.
Yeah, last time we called my mom, so today we'll just call yours. Maybe we'll say that for next time, so that we can have some live video. Yeah, because I heard your mom is to die for on video. So yeah, no, we'll get ahead of that. Okay, so all that said, the bridge thing's been crazy, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to jump on a conspiracy train and start to get way out there that far. But if you watch, number one, I've spent a lot of time on boats. Now I don't do a lot of shipping, so I can't speak to them. I'm not in no way am I a profession or even proficient in shipping, professional or proficient in shipping boats, ships. And so, but I did watch it back in like, I don't know, they sped it up to like 6 or 8x speed or something like that. And when they speed it up, to me, as a person who spent a lot of time on the water, who spends a lot of time reading currents, who does a lot of swiftwater rescue, like that kind of stuff, like I am trained in understanding how rivers work, how water works, how boats work in water. I spend a lot of time around that. In fact, I'm heading straight from here to the fire department after, because we have floods coming into our area, so we'll be getting geared up there. So like this, I'm not new to that. And when they sped that up to 6x, that boat took a very sharp turn into that bridge. And I know the current out there in the channels can get wild, especially when you're coming under a bridge like that and you have a lot of underwater debris that's affecting the river flow and that kind of thing. People don't realize how much that can affect water flow. But when I watched that back, my first thought, if you had told me nothing else, if I had no understanding of this situation at all, would have been that boat intentionally hit that bridge. But I know that's not a popular opinion, and that's fine. What I do think is interesting is they got the little black box back, and they called for them to throw the anchor over on the port side. I don't know how to illustrate this the best, but if you throw an anchor over the port side is if you're standing on the back of the boat looking towards the front, that is your left side of the boat. So if you throw an anchor on your left side of the boat and that anchor catches, your boat swings around that anchor. So that boat would turn left. That boat turned hard right after they were told to throw anchor on port side. So
did they ever throw the anchor though?
And that's what we don't know, and that's the good question. They're releasing such limited information about all of it that it's enough to be frustrating. I think things like this can be accidents. I don't want to be that guy. Like I get that bad things happen all the time, and a lot of times they're accidents. But also, I think that there's always more to a story as well. And especially in an election year, I tend to not believe anything that anybody tells me on the TV.
Absolutely not. No.
And so that's one of my big things is, our government is capable. All governments are capable of more than anything that we realize. And so, it's just, I think it's always fair to ask the question. Yes, there is a moon. We know that for sure. It is out there. We don't know if the boat hit the bridge. But or if the boat hit the bridge intentionally. We do know the boat hit the bridge and the bridge did collapse. And so I don't know. That's something I've been thinking about all week. I don't know what to think about all of it, but I know that either way, honestly, I'm fine here. Nothing ran into here. There was an earthquake out there on top of it. I don't think that can be a conspiracy. I think that's just the earth. But I guarantee you, if I got on Reddit right now, I could search conspiracy and earthquake in New Jersey, and it would be chock full of the government is causing this by doing something and trying to ruin our country.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. Makes total sense.
It does, doesn't it? I love when the country just does earthquakes and tornadoes. The weather patterning thing is something I could never get on board with. There's a lot of people that feel extremely strong about the government's influence upon our weather patterning, and I just can't. I can't jump on board with that.
It doesn't make any sense to me either.
Yeah, it does.
So is this like a James Bond movie where the government is affecting the weather?
Like
with laser beams,
right? And I feel like I'm a pretty smart dude. Like I tell myself that every morning during my words of affirmation when I'm looking in the mirror is how smart I am. And my wife tells me all the time too. I mean, she doesn't say it out loud, but I can see it in her eyes. And so I know I'm pretty smart. And I just can't.
We have to phone her and ask her. She is going to be.
She's going to tell the truth about all of it.
Call today.
But I mean, that's one I couldn't get behind. So anyway, that's enough of conspiracy talk for today. I do want to go ahead before we get off the rails too much here and conspiracy bullshit and we make stuff up, because I can make some stuff up, y'all. I've been on TV long enough. That's all we do is we just kind of make stuff up. But I do want to go ahead and bring on today's guest. Today's guest is a author, speaker. She is the CEO of Sovereign Arms. She's also the CEO of two other companies. She is, from what I've been told, I got to meet Laura about 15 minutes ago. She seems super cool. Jamie's told me all about her. Jamie Headley, which you may have seen on our show back at SHOT Show. She is kind of my right-hand woman, handles a lot of stuff for me, is good friends with her and talks really good stuff about her. So, sometimes we trust Jamie, and today's one of those days. So I'd like to welcome Laura to the stage. Lauren DiBenedetto. Was I right?
No. Laura DiBenedetto.
DiBenedetto.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks at me the same way my wife looks at me. I feel like this is going to be a good show. How are you today?
Bitch face. This is active bitch face.
That's the best.
All right, Laura, tell us about you. Tell us everything about you, because you are someone who it seems like doesn't sit still. You have a lot on your plate all the time, it seems like.
Yes, I do. I have 3 companies. My first company I started when I was very, very young. It's a marketing company. We're celebrating our 25th anniversary this year.
That's amazing.
Yep. And my second company is it's all about my book and my consulting and the TEDx, the coaching that I do. And then the third company is Sovereign Ammo, where we manufacture American-made ammo for the good guys.
I love ammo for the good guys. This is my favorite type of ammo.
Yeah,
I just love ammo. I mean, it can be
fun. You're unbiased towards who it's for. You're just for ammo. Yeah, no,
I'm for ammo.
I'm a little picky about who it's for.
Yeah. So tell me, before we get it, we're going to talk about all of that. Let's get into the TEDx stuff. I'm very intrigued by this because I looked through your site. I think one of the big things, if you just search Laura and your last name, then I think one of the things that pops up the most is going to be your TEDx, your speaking, your book, that kind of stuff, because it's I think it's something that a lot of people are looking for, because we live in a world where everybody's just kind of like gloomy and doomy, it seems like, and it seems like the world's easy to put you there, and it seems like, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like your speaking approaches that, in a very healthy way, it seems like, trying to get people back on track or trying to get people in good mindsets, those kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's funny you were mentioning the whole morning affirmations. That is actually a real thing, and I advocate for people doing that. Not quite like Stuart Smalley, like I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. No, like actually affirming the stuff you need. It really does work. Science
it does.
Yep. So, the reason why I wrote my book is because I made a radical life change, and it was, honestly, it was really needed. It was pretty amazing, emboldened me to do some pretty neat stuff. And once you find the Holy Grail, it's tough not to want to talk about it. So I wrote the book so I could share it with other people. And then I got so damn excited. I was like, hey, let's do a TED Talk as well. Maybe more people can hear about this. So
could benefit from it. Yeah.
Yep.
So what was it you said, and you don't have to get anything you don't want to, but what was that moment for you that was so powerful? Like, where were you coming from? And then what did that transition look like that really brought you into this new train of thought?
Oh, the catalyst was being really depressed. I had created my first company, like I said, when I was just a kid, and I had worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and worked very hard. And I didn't always have the best boundaries around certain things,
Right.
and didn't really have healthy limits. I chased all the wrong stuff. I mean, boo-hoo, don't feel bad for the girl with tons of awards and accolades and news credentials and speaking gigs and all this other stuff. Like, when I won hard. But
that shit comes at a price. That shit comes at a price, and people don't realize that. Yeah.
No, and you know what? It doesn't have to come at a price, and that's the thing that I discovered. It can, and in my case, it did, because I didn't know any better. But there's a way to peacefully achieve, and there's a way to achieve without setting your whole self on fire, which is what I learned how to do. Honestly, out of necessity. I had just gotten married, and I already hated my marriage, and I was just depressed and grumpy, and I was also getting sick. I was bleeding internally, and it just sucked. And it's like, I looked around. I retired from my first company, and I'd like pass it on for my successor to run it and everything. And I looked around at all my stuff, and I was just like, I feel like when you retire when you're only 37, you should be feeling a bit more than
right.
So, and it's like, I mean, I realize I, retired at 37. Most people can't say that. I know that. But the point is, it's a momentous achievement. You should feel happy about it if you're able to do such a thing. And I didn't. I was just completely burnt out. And I was like, how did I get here? I didn't even know how to be happy anymore. So I just got really nerdy and started researching like science and human behavior and why do we do the stuff that we do?
Right.
Most notably, why do I do the stuff that I do?
Right. Well, owning a business is is not what people think it is. And not saying that it can't be at all, but it's not. And I'll tell you, one of the most powerful things that I learned, and I'm so excited to hear what you have to say about that transformation and the things that you learned that really helps you push through your other companies now and the speaking engagements, the books, all that. But for me, I think one of the biggest things, because I am big about who's around me, right? And I think we all are. We all, whether we realize it or not, we tend to take on the form of the people around us in some shape, or and whether that's an emotional or whatever, whether it's the habits they have, physical habits, emotional habits. If you're hanging out with friends that drink a lot, you're probably going to drink a lot. If you hang out with friends that are conspiracy theorists, you're probably going to turn into one. That's how I got Michael. But it's just a thing.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
I drank the Kool-Aid.
I was working
while I'm in the back mixing it up.
Yeah. Well, I was working at a church, believe it or not, long ago. I love Jesus. And I worked at a church for several years. And it's a church that I very much respect. It's a church called Life Church based out of Oklahoma. Craig Groeschel is the head pastor. What I really liked about Life Church was not even necessarily the church aspect of it, but I love their leadership style. They had a couple of things that, from a business standpoint, that was really, really impressive. But one of the things that I really kind of changed my world as far as a business owner was Chad came in one day, or he came in one day, Craig came in one day and sat down next to me. And he said, "Hey, you don't have to do that." And I was like, what do you, here I am with the pastor of a mega church, and we're talking like this is the largest church in the world, kind of mega church, right? Like we're reaching millions just online, much less the however many campuses there are. And he says, "You don't have to do that." And I was like, "No, I mean, it's my job. I do." He's like, "No." He said, "There's more power in you saying no than in saying yes." And that was something that hit me like a ton of bricks, because as a business owner, I think in our brain, we think, oh my God, I have to say yes to everything. I have to take every client. I have to do everything. Like all this stuff, I have to constantly say yes to. And the moment for me that I realized, like, hey, I can say no to a client. There's going to be more clients out there. Like, I don't have to be stuck with this client if I don't want to be someone who's going to bring me down, who's going to bring negativity in my life. I want to have clients that are like me, that do the same kind of stuff that I do. And you know what? If I say no to a client, that's not the end of the world. And so just that beginning of a business owner, for me being a business owner and working in the media production field, being able to say no to clients was such a big deal for me, because all of a sudden my clientele started to being these healthy, happy people that I had surrounding me, as opposed to
toxic people.
Anybody, because I'm like, oh my God, money, I got to have it. Like, please come work with me. And so that was it for me. But I don't think people realize how quick you can get into a negative space as a business owner. Not saying anything else, not saying other worlds you can't, because I know there's negatives everywhere. I can speak to that personally because that's been my entire life as a business owner, but I just don't think people realize how quickly everything can go south as a business owner. And so for you, what was it? What was the one big thing that really changed for you? Like, what was the big eye-opening thing that you realized once you started going through that transformation?
Well, the title of my book is called The 6 Habits. It wasn't one thing, it was 6.
Come on, you need to do some research, Luke. You're killing me.
Not even a modicum of research this guy did.
I know exactly what it was, but I know that everything happens with a single catalyst. Like everything happens with one event or one something that you figure out. Because I think for me, it wasn't just saying no to a business that changed my company. That was the first thing that started me down the road of all the other healthy habits that I was able to then find. So there, surely you didn't fall into 6 habits all at once. Was there one thing first that was like the overlord of that was like, hey, okay, no, you just fell into 6. Okay, cool.
No, I didn't fall into 6. I did my research and I did my homework dissecting human behavior and sociology to actually do the work to figure it out, to actually decode the thought patterns of human beings. And I isolated what the 6 were. And I was like, I'm going to go do that. So it actually was all 6 at the same time.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So
I mean, if I didn't like my mic so much, I would drop it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's not one. There's definitely 6.
The catalyst to your question was being pissed off about the way my life was and being pissed off about being pissed off when I should have been happy. That was the catalyst. Like anger is such a useful tool. And so many times people, myself included, will be like, oh, I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be sad. Why? They're useful informational tools. They teach us things. And also they oftentimes change our circumstances because of the intensity of what they are. Happiness can sometimes lead to stuckness because it's very close to contentment and complacency. And there's a big sliding scale there. But then on the other side, there's a sliding scale of discontentment. And when it reaches a point of where you can't take it anymore, that's when you do something. It's like the frog in the pot allegory. Have you heard about that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was the frog in the pot, but I finally noticed it's hot in here. So I did the research and I wanted to change my own life. And honestly, I had no designs on writing a book. None. I didn't care. I was just so desperate for change. So I was like, all right, I did the homework. I figured out how brains work. It's these areas. And I kept looking like, am I duplicating anything? Am I making it harder than it needs to be? Should I shrink this down? No, it really is 6 particular aspects of the human thought pattern that's universal to everybody.
That's cool. I wish I had the stamina. I would say to get in and to study something for that long. My ADD is so.
No. Don't. Nope. Don't say this to the ADD girl. It's called hyperfocus, and if you give enough care about it, you'll obsess on it until you've gone like completely like done this. I mean, I'm like, ooh, butterfly all the time, but if you care enough about it, you will hyper focus on it until you can't stop. Like for me, I got so far down the rabbit hole. I got probably like 90% down the bottom of the rabbit hole. And then my boredom and, like ADHD was like, hey, go play outside. And I was like, no, stick with it. So I stuck with it. And I was so glad that I did. Yeah. I mean, we really just need to force ourselves to do stuff sometimes, but also work with what God gave you. In my case, God gave me a really nice case of shiny object syndrome and comes with some really sexy hyper focus. So that's why we have a book with my name on it.
I love that. So yeah, there's not 6 books, Michael. There's 6 points in the book. Okay.
Conveniently located for your viewing pleasure.
Right over her shoulder. I love that. We'll share a link here in a second so people can go buy it. All 2 of our viewers. My mom's gonna love it.
Yeah, we're gonna
hey, Mom.
By 1.
So when you're talking to other business owners, like let's say you sit down at a bar, you don't want to give away your book, right? You don't want to sit there and go through everything, but you have a business owner that sits next to you, and y'all start chatting it up, and they're like, God, I own a business and I hate, or forget it, I work in corporate world, or whatever, and I hate my life, I hate everything about it. I'm going to sit here and drink this Jack Daniels until I fall off this bar stool. and someone takes me to jail. You know what I mean? Like, life's rough.
I'm probably not going to be talking to that person.
You might be. You never know.
I don't think so.
You never know what'll happen. Maybe there's no one else there. Maybe this is the most interesting person in that bar, and you have nowhere else to go because your car broke down. I don't know, Laura. Play along.
You're reaching, but form your question. Arrive at your point.
What would you tell them? Like, what is it that you talk through on kind of a 30,000-foot view with somebody who is struggling with their life as it is now?
Well, your current thoughts and the thoughts you've been having up until however you are old today, years old, are what gave you the life you have. If you're dissatisfied with the life you have, it's you that created it. It's also you that can uncreate it and can create something else. You are the master of your own destiny, and you have a lot more power. I mean, look at what you've already built. Right. And if it's a cesspool, you built that. If it's amazing, you built that. So you have a lot of power. And if you change your thoughts, you change your life.
I love that. No, and sometimes what people need to hear is the simplest bit of information. Sometimes it doesn't have to
but keep in mind, in your example, the drunk dude on the stool, all he's going to hear is wah, 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 wah.
His head just
and he's not going to listen. Even sober people don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Even sober people do not want to hear that your life is your fault. Everybody wants to be a victim and be like, oh, poor me. It's the stock market. It's COVID. It's Bidenomics. Me. It's not. It's you.
Now, to be fair, I agree with that. But also, I love those conversations because there have been times where I get into a rut and I have to step back and be like, no, this is 100% my fault. I took this contract.
That makes you a rare and awesome human being. So
and I think, but you're right. There are a lot of people that don't want to hear that. Oh, I'm gone. I wonder what happened to me.
Why did you die?
I don't know what happened. I'll see if
Luke. You are the one who did that.
This is me. The internet said it's had enough of me today, which is fair. We've been waiting on
today years old and you killed it. It's your fault.
This is what happens with me. I'm gonna go mess with my camera, so I'm gonna turn this over to my great co-host Michael, who will ask you all the questions, and now you can be mean to him.
We're punting.
I'm gonna go cry in the back.
Oh, you can totally be mean.
I'm not coming back. I'm gonna get my bottle and I'm going to the bar.
With the whole anger and the pettiness is sometimes a lot better with being able to get ahead. Michael Jordan made an entire career out of it.
I mean, anger is really a useful tool.
Yes,
I mean, it honestly, like, anger is very inspirational. If you get mad enough about something being the way it is, it'll, force you to start a business, or, oh, I hate that we're not married, and maybe it'll finally force you to propose or whatever. Anger forces us to be courageous.
That's true. Yep.
And most of us are not courageous all the time. I'm not.
Nope.
And it's okay. You don't need to be courageous every minute you're awake. It doesn't mean fearless. It's just, taking the fears that you have and acting in spite of them. And you're more likely to do that if you're not caught up with what people think about you, or you're not sitting there cowering in the what ifs. And when you get angry, you don't care about that stuff. So I think anger is one of the most useful tools we have. I mean, Hulk smash.
I love being angry. I'm angry at Michael all the fucking time.
Especially cornhole the other night and you were getting that ass whooped.
Bro, don't ever play cornhole with Michael. He will make you hate yourself. But he'll also make you anger, and you can use that anger for something good. I like that you're a no bullshit, like, hey, this is the way it is. It's very quick to pick up. Hopefully that's the vibe you're wanting to put down. But that is you. And so you went out and you started changing people's lives. Did Sovereign Ammo, how did that fit into that world, to your speaker world? Which came first? Was it the ammo, or was it the speaking and the book and all that?
You'd know this if you'd done your homework.
I told you I don't do homework. Look, I don't like to do homework. Here's why. No, we're going to go on a tangent real quick. I've been doing TV for a long time, and the one reason I don't like doing a mass amount of homework is because I hate watching people when they come onto a show and they start talking because they know everything and the viewer doesn't. And I hate that shit. I hate when a speaker gets on and starts blabbering on about this person and starts bringing up points, and I'm like, did she do that? Does she know anything about that? How does she fit into that? Like, what's the context here? I hate that shit. So I stopped, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 years ago, whether it be radio, TV, whatever, with guests. I don't. I will go in. I know enough about you to kind of say your name, if it's a normal name.
No, you absolutely murdered that.
And by normal name, I mean like last name like Wilson or Carter. Anything beyond that is too smart for me. And so
education.
There it is. But for me, it's always been a thing of I want to.
Oh my God.
When I sit and talk to somebody, when I sit and interview somebody, I want to learn about them the same time as my viewer is. Like, I want to know the same things. And so if I sound dumb, I'm good with sound. I've been sounding dumb my whole life. So that said, what came first, the book or the ammo?
Tell me, the chicken or the egg? Which one?
Which one was it?
So marketing company 25 years ago,
right?
Then the book,
okay,
and then the ammo company after. And I wrote the book. And got so courageous, as we were just discussing, that I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to follow my life dream. And my husband and I decided to move to Maui, not because, military, but just because. That took a lot of courage to disappoint my family. So, no, seriously, people are pissed off when you are from Massachusetts and you're moving to a nice place. They're not, and it's 5,000 miles away, and they come out you and actually want to see you, especially my mom. Right. So, we were really happy. We were living the dream there, but then COVID hit and it turned into a nightmare because it was kind of like Commie Central. And I'm not about to do so much work on myself so then I can be put in the emotional and mental pit of despair all over again. And with my freedom being curtailed, and it really starting to affect my mental health and my husband's, we made the very painful decision to move to the free state of Florida. I love it here. I want to be clear about that, but it's no Maui. It's just not. So we're here.
There's some wild shit that happens in Florida. There's some weird shit.
Florida Man is a real thing. So they even had the Florida Man games about a month ago, and I sadly missed out. But
oh my God.
So we decided to move here, and my husband's background in the military, and his desire to protect us from all the crazies, because people were like, looting and rioting and just really nuts. I mean, you remember like 2020 when people were just like off the deep end. And it was all like, fueled by like the media and the propagandists and yada, yada. He's like, people can't get ammo. And I really like to be able to protect us in case something gets weird.
Love that.
I'm like, okay. So he wanted to make ammo just for us. But then he started getting some requests from people that we knew. Hey, can you make ammo for us too? And he's like, yeah, maybe I'll just turn it into a little business out of my garage. Turns out you can't do that. You need licenses and credentials, federal firearms license, and it just kind of snowballed. So skip ahead. Now we're going into our second round of funding, and now we've got a bigger company than I ever thought. And being that it's my third time at the rodeo, he's like, hey, can you be the CEO of this? Because I'm an MO dude and I don't know how to do that. And I said, yeah, sure. Although I do wonder, like, how many rodeos does one actually get to go to? Because this being 3, it seems like a very low amount of rodeos.
It is. So the husband wanted to tell your husband's name. I hate to call him by just your husband. Does he have a name?
Saddle up. Are you ready?
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
No, not Jesus. I know that guy. His name is Amadeo.
I got that. That's easy. Amadeo. So Amadeo wanted to make ammo and was like, here, let's just make some ammo. And then it just blew up from there. So what is it? How long? So that's been 4 years that y'all been in business in? 5 years? How long's COVID been? Shit. What year are y'all in?
So anyway, happy 4-year anniversary of 2 weeks to flatten the curve. And we're looking at 3-ish anniversary year of us living here, about 1-year anniversary of us being funded.
Okay.
So we tried really hard to get it off the ground with my initial investment. Turns out it was like, actually, no, we can't do this. We need more money. It was just underfunded.
Right.
And we were able to set a really good precedent in the first year post-funding of what our service standards are, what our product model is, exactly what we want to do to scale the company, who we wish to be. And I think it's really difficult to actually be an interesting ammo company. Look, guys, here's the truth. You could buy ammo from anybody. Why the hell would you buy it from me? Turns out there's reasons for that. If you care about the people you buy from and you want them to actually be active in speaking up for our rights and doing something about it and actually advocating for our constitutional rights, the second, first, and all the other ones except for that damn taxation one, then
taxation is theft. Go ahead.
It is. That's a great reason to do business with us. A great reason to do business with us. Beyond that is we have unbelievable customer service. Like our service experience, it's second to none. We've designed it to be like a really, really memorable, high touch type of experience where like you could go to Wally World and you could go buy a box of ammo and nobody cares about you, or you could buy it from us and we get to know our customers personally. We have a really nice thank you gift with every single purchase, and it's all personalized and we remember people. And that really matters because in the world of like the Amazons and the Walmarts, and no offense to them, they don't care about you at all.
Right.
No, and they don't want to get on the phone with you. And we will always make time to prioritize our customer. If you order $40,000 worth of stuff or $4 worth of stuff, we'll always create time for our customers. And you know what? That's pretty damn important.
I agree. People don't know that. People don't think about it, and we're all guilty of it because we all do it somewhere. And I think it's the world that we live in with when we talk about convenience and being able to quickly go down and grab something. But it's people are like, oh yeah, I mean, I'll shop here, but I don't really support them. It's like, no, if you are giving them your money, that is supporting them. That is what that means, because then what's happening is, all that money's funneling in, and that money is then being used to go towards lobbyists and towards wherever they want it to. So if it's a company that doesn't align with you and you're giving them money, then you're fueling whatever it is that's on the other side. And I've never understood how people don't get along, don't understand that very basic concept of, when you go and buy from 7-Eleven, yeah, you're going to pay $6 or whatever outrageous cost it is these days for a bag of Doritos. But that's not what it costs them. It costs them $2 or $3 or $4 or whatever. And whatever that profit is going back to the company. And it's going to pay the employees, which is great. We want that local economy. But then the rest of that is going back to 7-Eleven. What is 7-Eleven funding? What are they lobbying for or against? And
actually, can I throw a log on this fire?
Oh, I'd love for you to. God, yes, I love fire.
Yeah, well, crackle and burn, baby, because I just read a very interesting thing where Starbucks is now putting labels on their cups when you go purchase a cup of coffee that lets you know that A, they're hiring, cool, but B, they also pay for gender reassignment surgery.
Oh, are you kidding me?
And you put that on your ammo cans. I will totally order some right now.
Right now, yeah.
I can just put it on the range, just open up to a whole new clientele.
I just get some cans with your cans.
Hey, I see that. That's it. It's
see what
wild.
I did there?
It's wild what people are doing, what companies are doing, what they're capable of.
Well, yeah, you really should care about like what they're doing. Like our company is very, we're a small company trying to be a medium-sized company, and we want to be a big company,
right.
And we want to be able to carry that incredible customer experience all the way where we're going to the biggest we'll ever be, because it really matters. Because without your customers, who cares about you, right? And some people care about price only and they're totally fine with just being treated like garbage. I'm not. But we're also, we're a faith-based company. We are all about God, all about guns, obviously, and all about family. And we have strong traditional values and we talk about them. Like we really believe in, traditional gender roles. I mean, once upon a time, I used to strongly believe in feminism, but then a lot of the feminists went and changed it and made it super weird. And it's like, I stayed back here. So I'm still a feminist in terms of, I want equal rights for women, but I don't need to squash you to get them.
That's right. Well, and I think
also,
everybody does that. That's everything right now. We live in such a polarizing world. Like you get into any politics, everything is so over the top. It's that way. If you just look at the standard Republican and Democrat model right now, there are people that have gone so far off the edge on either side, and it's like, shit, guys, this is not necessary. And so many of us are stuck here like, yeah, and so many of us are stuck here being like, let's just be good people. Let's do that shit. Let's be good people and let's be able to protect ourselves and let's realize that, you know, there's two genders. I don't know how we get around that, but that's one of those things that I don't get.
A shift is coming because what you're seeing is the hard opinions on both sides, by the way, are pushing so hard that there's just going to be a natural bounce back effect where there's going to be an equilibrium. I mean, a lot of this super extreme stuff, like that I personally find revolting. It's not going to last because it can't. Because the more they keep pushing the envelope, you know, the more it transforms into something that like starts to bring out these primal responses in people. And then it's like, you know, you get this person pushing really hard this way, you get this person pushing really hard. And it's like, you know, at what point do you really think that this is going to work when a society continues to push in opposite directions? Like, this isn't going to go well. So the country is probably going to be torn apart more than it is now. But I hate to say it, it will be the tearing apart that will create the unity, because people need to miss each other.
That's it. It's
going to get worse before it gets better.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That's why I was on your site for Sovereign Ammo. So right now you guys are carrying the 945, 300, and 300 blackout and 556. Are you guys going? Are you guys going to be expanding into like a 6.5?
Yeah, we're gonna be expanding into all kinds of different things. But you know, as a small company, we wanted to start with things that we could do well. You know, we have actually gotten a few critical people being like, "Oh, you don't have a lot of stuff." Yeah, well, I didn't get $50 million funding, so calm down, Chad. Like, give me a minute.
No one likes Chad.
No one likes Chad. That's right.
Chad and Kyle. Anyone here who's named Kyle?
Chad and Karen.
Chad and Karen, baby. Chad and Karen.
Yeah, this is marketing back to George Carlin. So if anyone's offended, blame him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but we want to be able to do all those things.
Have you found, because this is a shift that I've, not a shift. It's in the outdoors industry. It's so funny because we are just like anyone else. There's polarization that happens. So, for a long time, and I think still there's a struggle of gun guys that are absolute dickholes, but then they wonder why people don't like them and want to come shoot guns, right? They're just this, they're not welcoming, they're not inviting at all, but then they're mad that other people don't share the same values or opinions as them. And it's like, well, no one wants to be like you, Chad. And so you got that. So I do feel like over the past couple of years, I've seen a lot more of like, hey, okay, you know what? Let's dial this down a little bit, because we're not going to get an audience by being that super tactical Timmy bullshit. So let's just
Timmy.
so let's come back to normal. Like, let's just be normal people that shoot guns for a minute.
That's why my personal brand actually has some traction, because I'm very positive. And after the show, I'm sure you're going to go scurrying over to LinkedIn to see my large audience over there.
Absolutely.
And you'll notice that everything I say is positive, even if it's around a negative subject. And I do get the trolls, and I'm always polite and courteous. Even if I'm slamming their face into a bridge abutment, I'm always nice while I do it. I don't feel as though you need to be disrespectful to people to get your point across. And I feel like one of the objectives that I have with Sovereign Ammo and being the leader of this, given my background in marketing and sales and personal development and sociology and human behavior and now ammo, it's like, I know the guy we're selling to, and he can be a little rough around the edges, and I love him dearly. I happen to be married to this guy, and I sell to this guy all day, every day. But it's like, you can't lead with your disgust of the other side. You actually have to listen. You can't lead with your contempt. You can't lead with your judgment. You actually have to lead with your ears, not your mouth. You need to listen to what other people have to say. You need to ask good questions and get in their world. I mean, I've had interesting conversations with people who were dead set against guns, and I'm like, okay, why? And I don't ask why from the why perspective. It's more like, why? Because maybe this person's 40 years old. Okay, you've had 40 years to help you arrive at the opinion that you have today at 40 years old. So it's it's probably not an accident that you have it. You didn't draw it out of a hat. You probably arrived at this conclusion because of lived experiences, stories you've heard, things you've gone through, and emotions you've had. So what were they? Why do you feel the way that you do? I don't care about the what. I care about the why. Even like if I'm having an argument with someone, the what is barely relevant. Why is the better question.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the habit stuff, same with the marketing stuff, same thing with all of it. It's why, right?
Yeah.
So if we as Second Amendment enthusiasts can get better at listening respectfully and then responding respectfully, there's a better chance that we'll do a really good job at communicating. The one thing that I can say on both sides, not just, the left, and I'm not on the left. I'm actually, believe it or not, pretty, like if you were to draw a quadrant, I'm pretty much in the dead center, just ever so slightly leaning towards libertarian.
Yep.
So I'm just in the political party of just leave me alone, man.
That's right.
You do whatever the hell you want to do. Just leave me out of it and don't mess with me. Like, I just value my freedom.
That's where most of us are. People think that if you own a gun, you're somewhere way far on the right side of that world. And it's like, that's not where we live.
They do assume that. I've actually had people say to me,
frustrating.
They've said it to me in their outside voice. And they say, oh, well, you and I don't have anything in common. How the hell would you know? You've never asked. And then they're like, oh, you're right, I haven't. Well, this would be your opportunity. I'm listening.
This is it.
And then they're like, oh, well, I don't know. Well, how do you feel about this and this? And then I answer, oh, well, I wouldn't have expected that. Why? Because I like guns. Turns out people that like guns are all different color, all different sizes, all different political backgrounds. Sometimes people like me, I don't care about going to the range. Yes, it's fun. My husband likes to go, whatever. I carry a weapon because I am a small woman and I really can't overpower too many people. Right. And it's the great equalizer. And we're living in a very, very violent era. And I would really like to maintain my integrity. Thank you so much.
That's it. People don't understand. It blows people's minds when I have this conversation with people and they say, Luke, why, and I've worked in the gun world for a long time. So people are very aware of what I do and they're very aware of my background and everything else. And so, I meet people all the time. Oh, my camera's gone again.
There he went.
There it went. That's okay. I don't need a camera to say this. But there it comes. I don't know why it's bouncing in and out today. The big thing that people always ask me when they they ask us, like, why do you carry? Like, is it because you want to shoot somebody? This blows their minds when I tell them, I hope that the day that I die, the same round is in my chamber from the first day I put it in there.
Yep.
Exactly.
Obviously, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean that as like, that ammo's going to last forever. I mean that is like, I hope I never
want to be in that situation.
Hell no, absolutely not. I carry a firearm because I've got a beautiful wife, 3 beautiful kids, a little girl, 2 boys, and I spend a lot of time out with them. I spend a lot of time out with a lot of people in public that I care for very much. You know what? My camera will come and go as it pleases at this point.
What I tell people all the time teaching classes, Luke, is the same thing. Is at no time do I ever want you to ever have to draw your firearm. It is a last resort. What we are teaching you is how to be proficient with it and how to defend yourself in a situation. But the most terrifying thing is knowing that you would have to use your weapon. I'd rather never, ever use a gun ever again in my entire life.
Right.
I'll be completely honest with you. Ever.
Yeah, I hope I don't. But it is.
I get that. And I think when people don't ask good questions and they don't know how to receive and listen, I think that's when they don't actually learn your perspective, our shared perspective here. And I think that's one of the things that the most positive change I would really like to make through all the things that I do is teaching better communication skills of really passionately listening and like really finding the common ground. Like, so I was very anti-mandate, not shocking, right? Because I'm in the political party of leave me alone, very anti-mandate.
Yep.
And I've been on like over 350 podcasts at this point. I was speaking to this guy who I still remember this conversation to this day, this very, very nice guy in New York. And he was like, oh, well, I'm really for the mandates and blah, blah, blah. And rather than get angry, which, I felt a little bit of like, in my gut, I was like, nope, we're not doing this. So I asked him questions and I'm just like, why do you feel that way? you know? And then he started telling me some really interesting stuff that like really softened a lot of like the angst in my gut. It really gave me compassion for his perspective. It did not sway me to his perspective, but it gave me compassion for his perspective.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things that we need, especially people who are anti-firearms, anti-2A, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't need you to carry a gun. I just need you to understand why I might want one and why you should not interfere with that.
That's right.
All.
That's it. Just leave me the hell alone. And know that like I'm not here to hurt you. I love the I don't know when this started going around. God, it was a long 8 years ago on Facebook. There was a post that started going around that was, I'm the guy behind you. I'm carrying a gun. You don't know it. But if someone comes in here, I'm going to be the one that's going to step up to protect your family that's standing behind me, your little kid that's standing behind me. Like, but if that never happens, you'll never know I'm carrying a gun. And that's my thing is like, I don't want people to know that I'm carrying a gun. I don't want people to see it. I'm not out there John Wayne in it. Right. And so, I don't want that to happen, but also, I do it for the betterment of everyone. And let me tell you something. I don't care if some madman comes into a restaurant and I'm there. I don't care who the people are behind me that I'm going to be ready to protect. I mean, hell, if anybody knows this Michael better than anybody, as someone who served overseas and has had to do things that most of us would hopefully never have to do. Same thing with the police department. Like our job, and I take this personally, is just to protect. And so I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care what your gender, your made up bullshit gender is. I don't care about any of that. But if a madman walks in the door, I'm going to take it very personal, and I'm going to make sure that I try to protect everyone that I can in that moment to stop anyone from getting hurt. And that's what people don't understand. People just think I want to get in a gunfight, and I do not. I want to stop something bad from happening to good people, because as long as there's people on the earth, I believe no matter where they stand, there's a chance for them. If they're not good people, I think there's always a chance for them to be a good person, and I don't want that to be cut short. Some people I believe are bad and should be gone, but that's a whole different conversation for a whole different show.
But listen, you know what? The whole thing that you just said, I love your sentiment. So first of all, bravo to you. And second of all, what you just said is why I began with, we make American-made ammo for the good guys.
I love that.
The good guys are the ones that will protect anybody behind them. I don't care what you describe yourself as either.
Right.
I don't care who you voted for. You could have voted for Poopy Pants Biden, and you're going to do it again, but I'll still defend you, because I believe that every person has a right to life and to choose their own wacky stuff and be left alone the way I have that right. So we make ammo for the good guys.
I love that. So have you had good experiences within the industry with other manufacturers, with other companies that are similar to you? Like how does that look? Because that's a tough thing in this industry. And I know that. I've seen that. I've worked here long enough that I know that there's, especially in the bigger
very catty industry.
It can be very catty very quick. Yeah.
I was like, why the hell did you have to ask me that?
Well, I'm excited for the response. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
God, I don't know how to be polite about my response.
Don't be polite.
It's got real small phallus energy.
So it's been tough. Let's just say that it's been tough. Is that fair?
There's a notable lack of integrity.
Yes.
And people. Okay, I'm sorry. This is where I, as a current transplant Floridian, am very, very proud of my Yankee roots. I am on time. I do what I say. When I said I was going to do it, I keep all my promises. I speak truth. You might hate what comes out of my mouth, but it is the God's honest truth, and you can bet on it. That is not the case. People are late. They cheat. They steal. They lie. They totally deceive, and they play games. And I can't.
It's exhausting.
I am so excited to be one of the only women running an ammo company, and one of the damn few people. I don't know what's more rare, my estrogen or my integrity. I have no idea, but both are pretty rare. And I did meet one other fellow that we carry their ammo on our website. It's Liberty Ammunition. They're a wonderful company. They have integrity. They're great. We respect them. And also it's a damn fine product. And instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, we're just very proud to carry it. We're very proud of our relationship with them. So with few exceptions, haven't been a fan.
Yeah, we had one of their guys on our show. Well, one of their past guys that used to work there. Nick, I think his father may still work there at Liberty. Nick, is that right, Michael?
Oh, Vegas Nick.
Vegas Nick. Yeah, Vegas Nick. Yeah. But no, and that's interesting because I see it. In fact, my best and my worst experiences all come from this industry. Everything else, we've done marketing and media for I don't know, 20 something years. And it's fine. It's whatever. It's neither here nor there. It's whatever. But
I like the customers, not my peers.
Yeah, that's right.
The customers are the best experiences.
Yeah.
The people we've done business with. I mean, no thanks.
It's tough. Yeah.
No, they say no man is an island. I'm like, can we try?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Well, speaking of saying nice things, we're going to play a game now called Say Something Nice. I feel like you should be a pro at this. So I'm very excited.
Murder it.
I think Michael's going to get his ass whooped today. This is a very simple game. It is videos that we have found on TikTok. And I'll play it, and you have to say something nice about said video. So here we go. Let's just kick right into it. I can't wait to we'll just watch Michael get his just smashed today. I'm here for it.
I mean, you may get smashed.
All right. Let's see. We'll let Michael go first to give Laura, unless you're ready, Laura. But go ahead, Michael. Say something nice.
Luke, you did an amazing job shooting your family reunion.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Laura.
May we all be as confident as this man is.
Her shit's going to be just inspirational the whole time. Yeah. If these people ever watch this show, they're like, that woman loves me. All right. We'll see if that stays true through all three of these videos.
Go ahead.
Okay. The challenge is out. Second one. Here we go. My favorite kind of people. Public outrage people. Michael, say something nice about that fine lady.
I have nothing nice to say about that lady.
Let Laura teach you. Let Laura teach you. Laura, go ahead.
Well, she was kind enough to lower her face mask so the gentle person behind the counter could hear every word clearly.
How kind of her. Great observation. Jesus. All right. This is the third one. Here comes the real challenge of today's Say Something Nice. Good luck to you both. I am glad that I am the host.
Another amazing idea. So maybe we can study the effects of global warming from the main source of all the heat in our solar system, the sun. Maybe I can convince Elon Musk, who is absolutely obsessed with me, by the way, to do something good with SpaceX and figure out a mission to the sun in order to get samples. I suggest we go at night because it would probably be too hot during the day, but we'll leave all that up to the scientists.
I mean, the sun is cooler at night. Michael, what you got?
Her parents are really glad they didn't have to pay for college.
That's fair. Laura.
Well, let's see. I feel as though diversity, equity, and inclusion has been advanced by this video.
There it is. Laura bringing all the nice stuff to today's show. Yeah. Laura, tell us where your book can be bought, your life-changing book about 6 different things. I learned that today. Tell us where you can buy that at.
It is available on Amazon, so you can look for The 6 Habits. You have to spell out the and 6 habits.com. You can also go to the6habits.com and you can get an autographed copy from me if you would like. I will personally sign it and send it to you. And sovereignammo.com is easy to find.
Will you put like a words of affirmation in there for us if we do that?
If you
I don't think you're
send
going
me
to
a
want to read
request, I
out.
will.
I feel like she has nothing nice left to say to me. It's okay.
Listen, you just gave me 3 very challenging videos, and if I could come up with something nice for them, I'm sure I can message you.
That's fair. No, that's good.
You just say, right, you're a dick
What
face,
I'll do
Lou.
is a phonetic pronunciation of my last name inside the cover of the book for you.
Thank you. My God, that'd be so great. I don't know how I did the pronunciation to my voiceover guy, but he nailed it. Let's see.
He did nail it.
He did. He's so much better than me. Sovereignammo.com, correct? Where you can get all the
and here's the thing. A lot of people don't know how to spell sovereign. And the last 4 letters are tricky. EIGN.
Yeah.
Sovereign.ammo.com.
Yeah, I don't even say it right. Yeah, and I'm fully aware of that. It's you actually say it. Say it again. You say
sovereign.
It. Yeah, sovereign. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, my.
Well, to be fair, I'm a New Englander and I mumble through a lot of different things, and I'm like, it's like 2 syllables, but it's really not.
Right, it's not. But no, make sure to go check them out. So you can get all their information. I know they're doing good things over there. I actually have scrolled through y'all's ammo site quite a bit, and so I'm excited for you guys. Hopefully, you get to sell a lot of ammo. You keep expanding, and y'all keep moving up. I'm very excited for what y'all are doing. It is nice to meet you. It is nice to meet someone else in our industry who wants what's best for our industry. Because there's a lot of people in this industry that honestly
only care about number one. They only care about themselves.
Yeah, that's it. They're only worried about making profits or anything else like that. And so thank you for
acknowledgement.
Yeah, well, thank you for being somebody that's actually here for our industry and for our way of life. I would say more than our industry, for our way of life. And
I'm here for the values, man.
That's it. And so
my husband and I, are very different people, and I like to joke that I'm the sovereign, he's the ammo.
No, that's fair. People call me way worse than that, so you are doing good. So thank you so much for being here and all that kind of stuff. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you live a very busy life with all your companies and everything else going on. I can only imagine. But make sure y'all go out and give her some love. Make sure you go to Sovereign Ammo. Make sure you go get her book today. I'm going to go order mine from Amazon when we get off of here. So you know what? If these 3 viewers weren't enough for you, you at least got a book sale. And so I think this probably puts you at the top, or puts us at the top of those, 350 podcasts you've been on. This is probably like top 3 or 2 now, I would say, for you. Is that right?
Without question.
Easy, my girl.
I thank you for absolutely just roasting Luke's ass the entire
Yeah,
show.
I try.
Yeah. I feel like Jamie is
warm over there.
Some shit. Yeah. Which is the right thing to do.
Ointment.
And that's the show today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for coming. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you follow on True Southern TV. We got all kinds of new videos coming out this week. And make sure you go check out all of Laura's stuff. We'll make sure we post links to all that as well. I love you guys. We'll see you next time. Michael, it's been a pleasure as always.
That's right. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll see you in a couple of weeks indeed. Next, in 2 weeks, we've got Pew Pew Jew coming on with us. So that's going to be a ton of fun. And we're going to talk about all things Jew. And who the fuck knows what else. All right. Love you guys. We'll talk to y'all next time. See ya.
Later.